Welcome to the third in a series of short talks covering key agreements used by the upstream oil and gas industry. This presentation is part two, looking at joint operating agreements and discusses the key activities carried out under a joint operating agreement. I hope you find it useful. Your feedback will be most welcome. Joint operating agreements are complex, and there are many variations and alternatives, so it is not possible to cover all possibilities. However, I will try to give a flavour of some of the issues that should be considered, and of course I am happy to speak to my viewers on a one-to-one basis to give more detailed advice. You can call me on UK 020 7100 6501 or email me at tony.dayton@blackcatenergyservices.co.uk or just Google Black Cat Energy Services to find my website. We provide services to the oil and gas industry worldwide, and I have 30 years of experience. In this part two, I discuss the key activities of a joint operating agreement. One of the parties is appointed the operator, who acts as the managing party. The joint operating agreement will provide rules for removing or replacing an operator. It is usual for the operator to have the necessary technical competency in order to perform joint venture operations, but increasingly, technical competency can be purchased under contracts from a technical service company or from the nearby infrastructure operator under what's known as a production operating services agreement, or alternatively a POSA. The operator is responsible for carrying out joint venture operations, and non-operator parties are prohibited from carrying out operations within the joint venture area unless they comply with sole risk provisions, which I discuss later. The operator is responsible for preparing and implementing work programs and budgets. And the operator is not liable to joint venture parties, except in cases of willful misconduct. Instead, all joint venture parties share liability that arise from joint venture operations. The operating committee is responsible for supervising and controlling joint operations. It is composed of representatives from each of the joint venture parties, and it is chaired by the operator. Generally, each party has a vote equal to their ownership interest. There will be detailed rules setting out the level of vote needed for reaching a positive decision. Typically, these rules set out the minimum aggregate vote and possibly also the minimum number of parties needed voting in favour in order for a positive vote to be won. The operator is responsible for preparing and proposing work programs and budgets, but these work programs and budgets are subject to the approval of the operating committee. In addition to budgets, there will be an authority for expenditure process that applies where expenditure is over a defined level. Different authority levels apply to exploration, development, production and decommissioning budgets. It is the intent of the joint venture that all operations be conducted by the operator for the benefit of the entire joint venture. However, it is normal for the joint operating agreement to include a procedure to allow those parties who wish to pursue particular projects that have failed to secure operating committee support to proceed. This is known as sole risk. There will also be provisions for non-participating parties to back in on sole risk projects by paying a premium over the normal share of cost. Our next short presentation continues looking at joint operating agreements by discussing the different forms of joint operating agreement available. I hope that you have found this short presentation interesting. If you have any questions or would like to discuss a particular issue, please do not hesitate to contact me. You can call me on the UK 020 7100 6501 or email me at tony.dayton@blackcatenergyservices.co.uk. or just Google Black Cat Energy Services to find my website.